Hello, this is how you make interface to OpenAI in PHP. The noise you can hear in the background is my birds. I have four parrots in my living room, so that's what you hear. So they will scream and shout a little bit while we go through the source code. This is a template I'm doing every time I do PHP. I do session start, then I like to post all my information I need for the function. In this case, the full image URL in text format. When I have the URL, I can start to do my OpenAI integration. I have put into my source code an example how the variable should look, and as you can see here, it's a full URL string in text format. What I also do is I have a log file. The reason why I do this is mostly for debug. It's a very good idea to have this. So when I debug my PHP on production server, I can see everything in the log file. Plus, when this source is running in production, everything the user is experiencing, I can see in the log file. The first thing you have to do is to get your OpenAI API key and put it here. The next thing is you have to put your endpoint, and it looks like this in all cases. You don't have to worry about this. Then you build up an array that looks like this. The first thing you have to do is the OpenAI model, and there's many models. But to do OCR, as I'm doing here, I need to do this model. GPT-4-vision-preview. The next entry in the array is the actual message. You have role user and the contents. In the contents, you define the type of contents, which is text format. And then you ask the question. As you can see, I built it up with a get string, blah, 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 blah. This is because I do multilingual. And this function here, I will show you later in another video. But it's just pure text. You don't have to do this. You can also just do like this. I can edit it like this and like this. So if you are purely English speaking, you can do like that. Return the text, comma, like OCR. The model in OpenAI like very, very simple requests. That's why the text is like that. The next entry is type, and here it's image URL. The next one, image URL, and my variable image URL. All this I write in here is in the documentation, and you don't have to check it. You can just copy paste this. This one is a little bit important, and that has something to do with your billing. Because if you don't want max tokens to be too high, you can write 1024, 512. As you can see, I'm using the memory slots like 128, 512, 1024, 2048, and so on. It's a good idea to use what the computer is using. I'm doing the highest because this is a commercial project and the user is paying to use this. The next thing is I'm using curl. The next one is the endpoint API endpoint, which was defined up here. That's information to OpenAI. Then you have your curl options all the way down here. These options you should not change, okay? As you can see, the JSON encoded format data is this array here. So data is that array here, which is then made into JSON format and sent in the curl options. Next is you execute the curl session and capture the response. So I execute it here, and I put into my log file the response. This is purely for debugging purposes. And here, if I have an error code, I have it there, else there's no error, and I echo the response to the script which is calling this script. And then I close my curl session down here. Remember to close your curl session because it will generate memory garbage on the server if you don't close it. Of course, the Apache server is cleaning up itself, but in some cases, when you have very complex projects, it's not doing it. So I'm always, excuse me, I'm always closing my curl session. The reason why there's an error here, it's not really an error, it's a warning. It's because you don't need, in the newest version of PHP, you don't need the ending PHP tag if it's a pure PHP text file. Okay? I do it because I'm old, so I put it there, and I think it looks nice. Anyway, this is how it use. This is how you use it, and it works perfectly. I will show you in another video how it works, because else the video is too long. Anyway, I can actually show you now. So this one I will show you work. So I open my application, which is an enormous application, which is running in production. And I go down to the function which is actually using this, and that's an OCR. So I choose a file, and that will be the logo you see. So I take the logo from my folder, and I have it there. And it should take the text out of the logo in a few seconds. It can take a few seconds. And here you see the text in the image reads, "We write, make it easy." And that is the logo from this project. So it works perfectly. So if you need the source code, just let me know. I am using Visual Studio Code, and I love it, and it's very simple. I have a lot of module installed, as you can see here, which helps me program the PHP. But here you have it. If you have any questions or you would like to have the source code, just let me know. Bye bye.